Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a little while since I posted, but today I am going to be doing a flip through of my Hobinichi cousin for June and July. It is literally the beginning of September and I'm filming for June and July. So yeah, I've been gone for a little while, and the reason I haven't filmed this video is actually because I have a lot of blank pages in June and July, and I was hoping that I could backfill the pages. But at this point, I haven't backfilled most of the pages, and I thought, whatever, I'm just going to stop putting off this video and just film what I have. This is an honest look at what my journal looks like when I kind of fall off journaling for a little bit. And yeah, so we'll just get into it. So starting with the monthly pages, I do not use these pages really at all. Yeah, I have here like my vacation marked and one of my friend's weddings, and that's it. Yeah, you can see August and September are totally blank. And then going to the weekly sections, so June here. This setup has been working really well for me. I started it, let's see, a couple months ago in April. I started doing this setup and I really like it. Before this, I was doing like time keeping on my weekly pages, and I did this all of last year and it worked relatively well, but it, like, when I fell off, yeah, like there would just be like a lot of weeks where I fell off. So when it worked, but when I didn't want to do it, it was just blank. And I find that when I do this layout, I actually keep up with the weekly section a lot more. And so basically I just split it into rows, and I have different categories of things that I want to track. So I have highlights of the day, workout, cleaning, hobbies, side hustles, social media, art, study, reading, and reno, since we're renovating our house. And then I have some like weekly goals on the side. And yeah, and then I just like decorate with some random planner stickers. And yeah, this gives me like a good at a glance view of what I did during the week. And it's also easy to set up and easy to maintain. So I'm a big fan of this. This is when I was on vacation, so it's blank. And then I use these like box stickers whenever I post a video or when I finish a book. If you have any questions about where these stickers came from, just ask me in the comments below. Some of these are obvious, like this is obviously TCMC, but I don't remember off the top of my head where some of these came from. So I will look it up if anyone has questions. Yeah, here I was trying out these like circle stickers with stamped images on it, and I really don't like the look of these. I think the sticker and the stamps are just a little too large, so they stand out too much on the page. So you can see I stopped doing this, and I still have some of the stickers here. Yeah. Yeah, so that is June and July. And then going on to the daily pages. So I need to go to June. Okay, so on the first page of each month, I usually do this like wins, losses, and highlights of the month, kind of just like a monthly recap of everything that happened. And I was trying to back journal for June, and you can see I never finished it. And you guys saw in July, I also did not do it. Yeah, I do want to eventually come back and backfill this part, because it's just really nice to get a quick overview of everything that happened in the month, so that I don't have to like read through my entries on the daily pages. And yeah, so like I can give you an example of like when I actually fill this out properly. So this is like May, and this is April. It's the same setup every time. This is February. Yeah. And then the daily pages. So on the left-hand column, I just write down my daily to-dos. Here, I also put in some of these like mini washi stickers from TCMC, and just wrote about like little things that happened in the day. So for example, I got ice cream from Cold Stone, and I picked up some little figurines from the mall. And I started doing this like monthly goals on the first page, and you can see like I do maybe a third of my goals every month because I always overshoot. Yeah. Here, I cut these two things out of a magazine, and my thought was I was going to journal this day at 7 a.m. when I woke up, and at 4 p.m. or like just around when I finish work. And clearly that did not happen. Here I said I was still asleep at 7 a.m. today, LOL. I had hoped to wake up at 6:30 or 7 today, but I was so tired that I slept until 8, and even then I had to force myself up. And then 4 p.m. I just wrote whoops. And then Tuesday I did not journal. I just wrote the basement reno began. And then here I finished this book Capitana, and it was not very good. It had a lot of like interesting elements, but I did not like the characters, and I did not like the way that the story ended. I really thought that the main character was going to become a villain, and I would have loved that, but she didn't. And I was kind of upset about it because it felt like the story was building up to her becoming the anti-hero, you know? But whatever. And then my TCMC order arrived, so I just stuck one of the pages here. I was gonna like write something here, and then I never got around to it. And then here I just talked about some work stuff. And then my order from CC Art Cafe arrived, so I just swatched the washi tape here. And then on Friday, I just wrote about daily life. So we started like putting up insulation in the basement, and then I made some pork ribs. And on Saturday, we went to my in-laws' place for a little game night, and I also started watching Popstar Academy on Netflix. And then here I have some little flower stickers to indicate that 2 irises in my garden bloomed, and I planted some more flowers from Home Depot. And then on Sunday, we got groceries from BJ's and which is like this online Asian grocery store. And then I just wrote about putting up more insulation. And for dinner, we went out to this place called Nancy's, which they have like thin crust pizza, which was all right, but we're not really like thin crust pizza people, so whatever. It was all right. And then I have this little sticker because I said that I got a pistachio latte from a cafe, which was really good. And we also got new pillows from BJ's. And this is actually not a sticker. This is like a little cutout from one of the spot illustrations in a magazine. I think it's actually like an AARP magazine or something. Yeah, so when I get magazines, I always like flip through them to see if there's any fun letters, words, or images that I can cut out and use in my journaling. Monday, I just wrote, I have time to journal today, but I really don't know what to write about. And that was it for Monday. And then Tuesday, here I missed my train for work, literally by like a minute. And so I have this image from the magazine, like one of the free magazines. Basically like the alarm is ringing and I'm still in bed. And then one of my coworkers left, so we had a little event for him, and I just wrote about that. Wednesday, nothing. And Thursday, nothing. I wrote my little packing list because this is when we went to Yellowstone. And so I was inspired by TCMC, where she like cuts off part of the page and she writes the destination on the side, and like does journaling for her trip that way. And she also did like this magazine cutout style for one of her trips, so I wanted to try it out and I thought it was very, very fun. And then here I started journaling for the trip, and then you can see I never got around to finish journaling. I did decorate all the pages, but there's several blank pages. And then funny enough, when I was back journaling, I back journaled from the last day forward. That's why the last few days are filled out, but the first half of the trip is completely blank. But yeah. Then Sunday, I got an order from Bunny Minds. And so her art style is so beautiful. So I really liked her her stickers. I think she's actually Rabbit Draw on Etsy, and I have two artists stickers in here. So this is someone else. This is, let me see. Okay, that's not a business card. Okay, this artist does not have... Oh, here, okay. This is from Fifi Puffs. So these are also very, very beautiful. And I think their shop is also on Etsy, so I would recommend them. But Rabbit Draws, I got a bunch of stickers from them. I got some like Studio Ghibli ones. This is Studio Ghibli, and then I got some Arcane. And then this is just like random sticker sheets that I got. So I have a book journal, so I thought like these themed ones would be really cool for putting on my book journal. She has a huge variety of sticker themes and styles, so I would definitely recommend checking her out. I really, really liked her selection and her like designs. This was the freebie sticker. It's a bunch of flowers, Christmas, this like goth style. I think this is like Tangled inspired. Easter, this rabbit in winter. This like rabbit character, she has a lot of designs with the rabbit character. And yeah, so that's that. I will try to link her in the description. But yeah, and then here we got some bananas from ShopRite, so I just put the banana stickers here and I thought they looked cute. And then Monday I said I spent the whole day working, and so I didn't journal, and I just like swatched these washi tapes from Peppercut Studio. And the next day I took a sick day because I got sick on the last day of the Yellowstone trip, and I wasn't feeling very well. And I wrote down some of the songs that I was listening to. It's all K-pop besides the Arcane soundtrack. Then Friday, I did not watch Demon Hunters yet at this point, but I did listen to all of the songs already, and I really, really liked their soundtrack. And then this was related to work. Then here, I never got around to back journaling this, but I went to my very first baseball game. It was the Brooklyn Cyclones, which is like not a major league baseball team. It's, I don't know what it's called, but like a division or two below the Major League Baseball. So we went with some friends and it was so much fun. We had such a blast. And the Brooklyn Cyclones did win. And the next day it was, my friends got married and they had a very lovely wedding. It was very fun. And then Monday, did not journal. So July, you can see I have my goals. Again, I did maybe a third of them. And then there's just empty. Here we took a little weekend trip to Washington, D.C. And so for whatever reason, when I go on vacation, I just don't make time to journal. And then I don't back journal it. So yeah. Monday, I think I was just regular stuff. I had a big to-do list. And Tuesday I was talking about some stuff for work, and then more blank pages. Here, I had an interview for a position, and then this, one of my husband's friends, wrote a play, and so they were performing it at their local community center. So we went to go support, and the play's name was called Bonafide. And then on Saturday, we finally watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and so I just wrote about that, and I put some stickers and stuff that were related to K-pop Demon Hunters. And then Sunday, I just wrote down some of the news, and then I did some journaling prompts because I didn't know what to write about. And Monday we watched, we watched Superman on Sunday, and so I journaled about it, and it was 5 stars. And before the movie, we went to Freddy's, which is this burger chain place. And then more blank pages. This, I was sketching some ideas for little doodles. And then Friday, I just did 2 journaling prompts. Saturday, we went to Queens Night Market, and it was a pretty fun time. It was so packed though, so we didn't get to do as much as we wanted to, just because the lines for every stall were so long. But yeah, I didn't journal about that. Sunday, we continued working on the basement, and we watched Black Panther 2, which was fantastic. 5 stars. And I also wrote that I made some yummy sandwiches for lunch. Monday, I literally just wrote down the news, and that was it. Here, I cut this out from a magazine, Your Future Has So Much Potential, and I just liked this. I said I needed this reminder. I have to believe this more. Friday, this is also from a magazine where they have these little games, kind of like the crossword or the Sudoku or whatever, and so they had this numbers puzzle, and so I just cut it out and put it here. And then on Saturday, we went over to a friend's house for a little get together, and they put on K-pop Demon Hunters for the kids there, and I literally just stopped what I was doing and watched it with the kids, or rewatched it. And then after the party, we went to see Fantastic Four in theaters, and it was very, very good. Another 5-star movie. One of our friends at the party also has a newborn. I think he's less than a year old. He's only a couple of months old. I think like 6 or 7 months old. And so we met him for the first time. And he's so, so cute. And then on Sunday, our friends came over to see our new house, and so I just wrote about that. And my letter from the Cloudy Club came, so I put big sticker here and the journaling prompts on the next page. And here, okay, on Monday, the craziest thing happened where I was hearing a lot of noise coming from outside the house, but it was like the mailbox sound, and I thought it was just the mailman had come, because like whenever the mailman comes and puts letters in our mailbox, like the lid slams down and it sounds really loud. So I thought it was just the mailman, but turns out my husband went to go check it out, and there was this crazy raccoon that was on our mailbox and trying to climb up the side of our house. And so he took photos and videos of it, and it was just like the wildest thing. So I journaled about that. And then Tuesday, just did a little bit of journaling, and here I was planning out my routine for next year, since I'm going to go in 4 days in office. I'm currently going in 3 days, or at least at this time I was going in 3 days, but as of September, I've started going in 4 days a week. And then I also plan to get a dog next year, and we will have an at-home gym instead of always going to like the commercial gym. So yeah, I was just like planning out some of my schedules. And here on July 31st, this was back journaling in August, but I was trying to like do a little bit of reflecting, since there's only 4.5 months left in the year at that point. And most of that is actually the busy season for my work. So a lot of my free time gets taken away because I have to work late. And so I just wanted to like reflect on everything that I'd accomplished and that I'd done this year so far, since a lot of the remainder of my goals I probably wouldn't be able to do in the remainder of the year, just because of my hectic work schedule. And you can see that I never finished doing that. I started writing like the intro, and then I never like finished my reflection. So yeah, that was June and July. Lots and lots of empty pages, but it's all right. Sometimes that's just how life goes. And then at the very end, I have my favorites from the month. Where is that page? Yeah, so here I just wrote, like, I just track what am I obsessed with every month. And so in June, I had K-pop Demon Hunters, Yellowstone, and the first baseball game I went to. And then for July, I had the Washington, D.C. trip, Superman, the movie, Fantastic Four, the movie, and still K-pop Demon Hunters. And yeah, that is that. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had any times where you just fell off of journaling, and what did you do about it? Did you try to go back and backfill, or you just left it blank, or did you like repurpose the pages for something else instead of like daily journaling? I've seen some people like just use the blank pages as commonplace pages or something. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for sticking until the end, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be my August flip through.